Good afternoon, folks. Big Bo here with another great Class C motorhome value from Parkway RV Center. I should say mini Class C. Now, folks, I've been looking for one of these for almost a year. And during that time, I've been through 300 or 400 Class A, B, and C's in Ford, Chevrolet, Workhorse, Diesel. During that time, this is the only Volkswagen RV I've been able to touch. These things are just so rare. You can look online, you're not going to find but a handful of these for sale nationwide. And this particular one is a 2002 Winnebago Vista 21B. It's only 21 foot long. This motorhome is shorter than your average four-door full-size pickup truck. Excellent conditions, only got 76,000 miles, which for one of these is really low miles because these are so easy to drive, so easy to use. The few of these you see for sale have a lot more miles in use on them because people drive them for weekend trips or even for a daily trip, for a day trip. This particular one, folks, has got the 201 horsepower, 2.8 liter Volkswagen V6. And when you combine German engineering with Winnebago's legendary build quality, you've got really an RV that's going to last you from pretty much now on. All fiberglass, including a no-maintenance fiberglass roof. Winnebago builds 80% of the RV components on this motorhome, so it doesn't matter if this is a 2002 or a 1972 model. You can order just about any part directly from Winnebago. I've owned two Winnebagos myself. I'm very, very familiar with them. They're definitely one of the top brands in their class. And this little motorhome right here is perfect for couples, even though it can sleep more. It can sleep up to 6. That's got a 2.8 Onan generator, 289 hours, which is extremely low hours. Running right now, quiet, runs perfectly. You know what I like about these, you don't have to run the high dollar truck tires on these like you do a regular Class C. I mean, these are basically car tires. And that's what they're designed to run on. So if you ever have to replace tires, which you shouldn't have to for a long time, not going to cost you very much. Here in the back, as you can see, no dents or dings. It's got the tow package, which these aren't really made for towing. They're made for fuel economy. These things get an incredible up to 20 miles a gallon. This is the most fuel efficient motorhome you can buy. I mean, be honest with you folks, my pickup truck, my almost brand new pickup truck gets less gas mileage than this motorhome does. Full size spare tire on the back, roof access ladder. It's got an awning. Everything a big motorhome's got just shrunk down into an easy to drive unit. You know, you can park it in a regular parking space. They're not as wide as a standard RV, and they're definitely not as long. And very, very dependable motor, transmission, drivetrain, and like I said, Winnebago, I mean, that name pretty much speaks for itself. Let's take a look inside this 21B Rialta. I mean, not a Rialta, excuse me, folks, a Vista. I'm used to doing the little Volkswagen Rialtas. You know, it's built on that Eurovan Volkswagen chassis. I've got it running right now. And this is really crucial. Anytime you look at a Volkswagen, you want to make sure there's no engine lights on, because these can be a little expensive to work on, but the good thing about them is you don't have to work on them as often as you do other drivetrains. Ice cold air conditioner. As you can see, my little handy dandy. We're sitting here at idle, and we're blowing in the low 30s out the dash air. And what's neat about these, you're not talking about a lot of space in here. You can pretty much keep it comfortable with the dash air and the dash heat, so that eliminates the need to run the generator like you do on a big unit. You know, these big RVs, you have to run the generator to keep it comfortable behind the driver's seat. That's the only way you can. But with these little Vistas, you can just run the dash air, run the heat, and keep the whole motorhome comfortable. That's why it's only got 289 hours on it. Only time you'd really ever need the generator in this is if you were boondocking, or if you want to run your microwave or TV or something like that. But it does have that generator that's running right now if you need it. 289 hours. I've got the roof air on. It's ice cold. You know, we guarantee everything to work on this motorhome, folks. When you buy an RV from Parkway RV Center, my RV techs take it to our shop. We go completely through this thing front to back, top to bottom. Clean it. When we're done, we make sure everything works. We got a 200-point inspection that has to pass before we release it to the customer. Takes us a few days to do this, folks, but nobody's ever complained about the results. And of course, now you know, basically you're looking at it just like it came in, which is the way, I don't know about you, this is the way I want to see an RV. I don't want to see one after it's been fluffed up, cleaned up, and everything fixed on it. I like to see how it's been taken care of, because if a motorhome hasn't been taken care of, folks, you don't want it, because there's no telling what they've neglected on the service and everything else. This one you can tell has been taken care of. Just from me cranking up the generator, cranking up the motor, turning everything on, everything works. I mean, the refrigerator's getting cold, the roof air's cold. You know, then of course my RV techs are going to make sure all the water, electrical, and everything else works great. The previous owners upgraded to all LED interior lighting, which that was a pretty expensive little upgrade, but really nice, because you don't have to change bulbs out all the time when you have those LED lights. And they don't use as much power if you boondock camp, if you don't want to run a generator. It won't eat up your battery power. Plus they run cooler. Got a queen size bed up top here. Mattress looks great. The cab over looks great. I don't see any signs of leak damage or leaks anywhere. The floor solid. Carpet looks great. Got the nice solid wood, hardwood cabinets. You know, Winnebago's got their own cabinet shop. They build their own cabinet. So if you ever break one of these, all you got to do is call Winnebago, give them your VIN number, and tell them which cabinet you need. They send it right to you. Now, I don't say right to you. It might take them 2 or 3 weeks, but you get it fairly quickly. Here in the back, you've got a walk-through kitchen area. Ooh, that air's cold. I'm going to tell you, folks, it's springtime, and it's time to start showing these air conditioner temps. And I'm going to tell you, when you're dropping that low sitting here, wow, that's cold. Keeping this thing cool or warm, I promise you, folks, is not going to be a problem. Refrigerator, like I said, we haven't cleaned this up yet, but you can tell they kept it actually pretty clean. No mold or mildew in here. That's always a good sign. Like I said, I haven't had this on very long, but just in the hour or so I've had this on, it's almost the operating temp. So, almost operating temperature. Leave this on a few more hours, and of course we're going to check this, make sure it works. You know, we just don't turn a refrigerator on for a couple hours, say it works, and mark it off on our list. Every time we check something, we'll run this air conditioner, this roof air, for a minimum 12 hours. We run the refrigerator a minimum 12 hours on gas and 12 hours on electric. Basically, we simulate overnight use. Because, you know, a lot of RVs give you trouble if you use a component for a long time. Well, we like to make sure that our customers are not going to have any problems. And, you know, I've got RV techs, been doing this over 20 years, and that's exactly what we do. We go through these things like we were buying it ourselves, make sure everything works down to every last little light bulb. And we are more thorough than any other dealer you've ever seen before. I've got one tech that's worked for the biggest RV dealerships down in Florida in the world. And he said our checklist, what we check out and what we compare to the biggest RV dealership in the world, is we do about twice what they do on used RVs as far as checking everything out and fixing anything we find. And, you know, when you've been in business 48 years like we do, you sell over 500 used RVs a year like we do, you got to sell a good product. You got to sell it for less than anybody else. And that's exactly what we do, folks. This is a sleeper sofa that's going to sleep 2 adults. Now, this little table booth will fold down, make a bed. Now, I'm not going to say it's going to sleep 2 adults like it says on paper. Realistically, 1 adult or 2 kids, 2 small kids. So, I mean, we will say this camper sleeps up to 6, but, you know, if you want to put 2 adults on this, it's probably not going to happen. It's probably just going to sleep 1 or 2 if they don't mind laying all over each other. But anyway, folks, linoleum looks great. There's no stains, no ripped places anywhere. The countertops look great. Stainless steel sink. Stove top with the Perco switch so you can light it. Microwave. And this is just how it came in, folks. Not been cleaned up yet. 289 hours, folks, on the generator. It cranks right up. Of course, you got your water heater control, water pump. There's your levels test. We make sure everything works great. We even make sure this works great. We replace that if we need to. You know, most RV dealers wouldn't go through the trouble replacing something like that, but we do if it's bad. Got a little stand-up shower here in the back. Got the nice walls so you don't have to worry about getting them wet. Got, of course, the RV toilet. And, of course, we pressure check all the holding tanks. Make sure there's no drips or no cracks, anything like that. Big hanging closet right here, which is nice. It's got a privacy curtain so you can separate the bathroom from the rest of the RV. You know, this is only 21 foot, folks, and like I said, my Ford F-150 four-door truck is longer than this and doesn't get as good fuel mileage. And so this is really neat for somebody wanting a small, easy-to-drive motorhome. This is something a teenage driver can handle up to somebody in their 90s or more. You know, anybody who can drive, anybody with a driver's license should be able to drive and park this little motorhome without any problem. Let's just put it like that. Power windows, power locks, tilt cruise. Everything works. We just drove it 400 miles in. So, you know, it's not something that's just been set and it's only been drove a couple of miles in the last couple of years. This is something we just drove 400 plus miles in. And everything did great. My drivers always file a report about anything they see that it needs while it drives. And, of course, you know, when you buy it, my techs will check it out. We'll drive it, have mechanics drive it. Make sure there's no issues there. Dash air's, like I said, it's ice cold. Roof air's ice cold. Refrigerator's ice cold. And we'll check it, make sure, you know, it all works long term. I'm going to tell you, it's these are hard to find, folks. This one's going to sell quick. It's only got 76,000 miles. This has got a lot of life left to it. I mean, you take care of this motor home, you'll still be using it 10, 15 years from now if you take care of it. Really neat. It's 24.9, which when you look these things up online, that's really a reasonable price. Of course, I know book value on these isn't really up there, but you can't buy these for book value. If I could buy these things for what the NADA says it's worth, these little Volkswagens, you would see 150 of them out here for sale, but you just cannot touch them. You know, in the same way it says a 68 Camaro's worth $1,200 and you can't even buy the door off a Camaro for that. So, you know, this is a great feature. These are very hard to find. And, you know, if you're looking for one of these, now, if you do need to finance, you're going to have some money down. Because, like I said, the book value and the market value on these are polar opposites. You can't touch them for what the book says they're worth on the market. And even for me as a dealer to buy them, you know, I have to pay way over book value just to be able to get one of these. So if you're in the market for one of these, you need to finance it. You know, you will have to have a little bit of money down. But I can get you 60 months at 3% interest rate with approved credit. I've also got longer terms up to 120 months available if you need it. No extra fees, no dock fees, no prep fees. You know, these things are just so hard to find that if this video is more than 3 or 4 days old and you call us, don't be surprised if this unit's already sold or got a deposit. There's literally hundreds and hundreds of people looking for these little Volkswagens online, but like I said, there's only 5 or 6 of them available for sale online, and most of them have 120, 130,000 miles plus. And to find one of these in this nice of condition with everything guaranteed to work for under 25 grand with only 76,000 miles is very, very rare. No check engine lights, so you don't have to worry about putting in the shop, fixing stuff. I mean, this is a motor home. If you want to drive this thing 1,500 miles or 2,500 miles to California right off the lot, you can. It's dependable. It doesn't need anything. Once my guys check it and certify it, it will be ready to go with no problems guaranteed. Give us a call, 706-965-7929. Evenings and Sundays, you can get sales help at 423-605-6747. I don't have commission salespeople. That's one reason why my prices are so low, because when you go to a lot that has commission salespeople, they don't get paid salary. They don't get paid by the hour. They get 25% of the gross profit on the deal of whatever the dealership makes on the motorhome. So they have to mark their units up an additional 25% just to pay their salesperson's commission, which when you think about it, you're not paying it. I mean, they're not paying it, you are, when you're paying higher prices for the same RVs you can buy here for less. And plus, they're going to bring on the sales pressure, because a commissioned RV salesperson is the worst way to buy an RV, because they don't want to hear that you're just looking, or you're going to buy in a couple of months, or you're going to buy in a couple of years when you retire. You know, because they know if they don't sell you that day, you're going to go somewhere else down the road and buy one from somebody else, and all the time they spent with you, they don't get a dime for it. And so that's why they have all these high pressure sales tactics and these turnover rates, and where they turn you over from one person to a closer to everything else trying to get you to buy, because they don't get paid a dime unless they sell you something. Well, we're completely opposites here at Parkway RV Center. We've got the lowest prices on the internet on the quality RVs that everybody wants, rust-free, southern units, and this is the kind of unit people fly from all over the country to buy, is just like this little Vista. And because we have the lowest prices, we don't really have to pay anybody to sell our RVs. I have salespeople, but they're here to strictly to answer your questions, to schedule a time to look at this RV, and we do prefer to, this time of year, folks, we normally don't do this, but this time of year, if you want specialized service with a RV salesperson, I strongly, strongly encourage you to call and make an appointment. Saturday, I had 40 plus cars on the lot and 4 salespeople. So if you want dedicated time, one-on-one with a salesperson, you know, I always recommend that you call and make an appointment with one. That way they can they can concentrate on you. I'm not going to say if you come in without an appointment that we're not going to help you. We will help you, but there may be a little bit of waiting involved, because my guys stay so busy. We get over 200 calls a day, sales calls a day, over 100 emails a day. My guys are constantly on the phone, on the computer, selling RVs, and when you just show up without an appointment, sometimes you may have to wait a few minutes till one of them gets freed up. But if you want to call, make an appointment with one, it just makes it a lot more efficient for us and you. But anyway, folks, we sell over 500 used RVs a year because of our prices. We've sold in all 50 states, including multiple sales to Alaska and Hawaii. We've sent thousands of RVs all over Canada. We've sent over almost 30 RVs, I should say, overseas to England, Italy, and Australia, the Netherlands, and other places. And these folks come from thousands of miles away, not because they like us, but because we've got nice, clean, used RV stuff they can't find anywhere else, like this Vista, and we sell them for less. So if you're in the market for a used motorhome, folks, you need to call us, 706-965-7929. We're family owned and operated for over 48 years. We've sold tens of thousands of motorhomes, campers, fifth wheels all over the world. And, you know, we don't have any extra fees. You know, these other dealerships, on top of paying more because they have commissioned salespeople, on top of paying more because they have more overhead, they charge you $1,500, $2,000 in dock fees, prep fees, tag and title fees, dealer fees, processing fees. Every year they come up with a different name for them, but they're all the same. They're called rip-off fees. They're all 100% dealer profit. They're all completely unnecessary to purchase a used or even a brand spanking new motorhome or RV. At Parkway RV Center, on top of having the lowest prices, no commission salespeople, we have no extra fees. The price we agree on is what you pay, not a dime more. Now, if you're a Georgia resident, since we're a Georgia dealer, you will pay sales tax. Everybody else pay sales tax in the state they live in when they register the title. Now, folks, so keep that in mind. If you go to an RV dealership and you pay anything other than the sales price and the tax, you're getting ripped off. We also offer nationwide delivery at cost. We just charge you whatever it costs us to get it to you and get my driver home, not a dime more. If you want to fly into Chattanooga, Tennessee Airport, 10 miles from us, we'll pick you up for free during business hours. We have 3 or 4 sets of customers flying a week and drive an RV home. You know, when you get here, my RV techs will spend however long it takes with you to go over this motor home top to bottom, front to back, after it's been checked out, of course. Show you everything works, how to operate it, so you can take it right to the campground, use it, and have complete confidence. I mean, they'll spend all day with you if that's what it takes. Plus, you get starter kits You get you get some RV 101 DVDs, and I've got several of them I can give you depending on what you buy, so you know everything you can possibly know when you go to the campground for the first time. You know, we don't have any dealer interest rate markup. You know, you finance an RV at other RV dealerships, they make thousands of dollars off of you by marking the interest rate up on the financing over what the bank approves you for. And at Parkway RV Center, you know, we believe in offering financing as a courtesy to our customers, not as a way to exploit them or make money off of them. So that's why I say our interest rates start at 3%. I mean, they start as low as 3%. Folks, you can't even go buy a brand new motorhome and get a 3% interest rate because that new dealer's marking that rate up 3 or 4%. And that costs you thousands of dollars in higher RV payments over the life of an RV loan because the dealership marks the interest rate up. And folks, I'm gonna tell you, we're more than happy to work with your own bank or finance company or credit union, or we've got a network of banks we use that we're also happy to run you through and get you the lowest possible rate and get you a payment that you're comfortable with, that fits your budget. And most of the time, folks, we can get you in a payment that's underneath what a lot of people expect because our interest rates are so low. So give us a call, 706-965-7929. You'll be glad you did. Check out this 2002 Winnebago Vista on a Volkswagen Eurovan chassis with low miles, generator, everything you want in one of these at a very low and affordable price. Thank you for watching my video. Hope to see you soon here in beautiful Ringgold, Georgia.